are watching the Brotherhood of Gaming video game show, the only video game show that has loved Disney for over 30 years, but still hasn't seen the movie Frozen. I'm not holding this thing anymore. Whoa, that was a load off. I'm your host, William Morris, the Superman of the Brotherhood of Gaming.
And I'm your co-host, Eugene Morris, the Batman of the Brotherhood of Gaming. Now, when we started off this Sega Genesis versus Super Nintendo retro reviews, one of the classic examples that was brought up to us was Aladdin. Now, here is a perfect example of two games that share the same title but play completely different. Well, now, here we are, presenting you our rundown of both the Sega Genesis and Super Nintendo versions of Aladdin.
Now, let's not waste any more time because Lord knows you guys don't like watching long videos. Let's start playing the games right now!
Disney's Aladdin for the Sega Genesis was developed by Virgin Interactive and released on the console in November of 1993. Virgin Interactive would also go on to help publish and develop the Lion King games for both the Sega Genesis and the Super Nintendo. But that one is for a later review. You take control of Aladdin, duh, and you guide him through 8 stages which run through locations that you see in the movie, such as the streets of Agrabah, the Cave of Wonders, and the Great Palace, before going one-on-one with one of the, all-time favorite Disney villains, the evil Vizier Jafar. Your enemies throughout the game consist of the Sultan's guards and various animals in the vast, unforgiven desert. The human enemies are split between big brutes, who you fight at close range, and jugglers who throw their swords at you from a distance, for the most part. But there are also others, like staff wielders, the Solid Snake wannabes, and not to mention these random people throwing their old pots out their windows. I don't know. I guess they just hated everything. Either that or that's their husband's stuff. Heyo! The animals consist of snakes, bats, and, Iago. They all try to hinder your process as you search for the Cave of Wonders, and the treasures including this little trinket. To combat enemies, Aladdin uses a Shmitar, a curved Middle Eastern sword, for close-range attacks. And he also uses apples for long distance. Stop laughing! The apples are actually your best weapon as you can collect many of them during the levels and replenish your supply. With some boss enemies, like this barrel chucker, they're your best option. The game's currency are these gems that you can collect. And collecting them is very important, as every once in a while you'll run into this peddler that you might remember from the beginning of the movie. And you can trade these gems in for extra lives and continues. The choice is yours. Other icons you can find are genies and Abu, which will unlock bonus rounds in between the stages. The genie rounds are a game of chance in which you can unlock helpful items until you hit Jafar, of course. In the Abu levels, you play as the little monkey as you try to catch bonus items while dodging pots and rocks. What really makes this game stand out and very special is the animation of the characters, which was produced by Disney animators themselves. Helping out on the product was also the animation producer Andy Lucky, the technical director Paul Schmidecki, and the animation director Mike Dietz. So it goes without saying that the game looks beautiful, and it is packed with the undeniable Disney charm. Even the game over screen is a delight. There are also little cute cutscenes that help move along the story. There are also plenty of platforming elements in this game too, from bouncing poles, rope climbs, retractable blocks, and various other obstacles. Yet, the game is very well balanced between action and the platforming. Well, that is until you get to this level. The one completely unenjoyable level in the whole game, where you have to run jumping from platform to platform. We got burned. A lot. Damn this level. Another issue we found is sometimes the hit detection is a little off. There are times where you swear you're not near an enemy, yet it registers a hit. But other than that, this game is actually very well made. It perfectly captures the essence of the Disney movie and translates it well to your Sega Genesis. So if you can, find a copy. It's pretty easy to find, as far as I know. Pop this sucker in and have a grand old time.
Remember when Capcom didn't suck ass? Back when they were more than just rehashes of Street Fighter and constant sequels and side stories to Resident Evil? You see, kids, once upon a time, Capcom had a whole library of fun franchises that all the masses could enjoy. And they also developed games based on Disney properties too, including the Super Nintendo version of Aladdin. This game was also released in November of 1993. In this 2D side-scrolling adventure, you once again take control of the Street Rat as you battle your way through 10 missions, from the Marketplace of Agrabah, the Cave of Wonders, the Sultan's Palace, and even a sidestep in the Genie's Lamp. The main way this game differs from the Sega Genesis counterpart is the attacking. Aladdin is without a sword in this version. I guess that was too hardcore for Nintendo, Aladdin killing folks with a sword and all. So instead, you bounce on their heads to eliminate them, or with a swinging kick. But like the Sega version, you also have apples that you can chuck at your foes. On smaller enemies, you can also kill them with your apples, but for the larger ones, it will just stun them, setting them up for you. You can also collect gems as well. There's also an easy to navigate password, which is always convenient to have. There is a huge emphasis on acrobatics, from swinging, flipping, hanging off the edges, bouncing, and etc. When swinging, by pressing the jump button, it will vault you forward. While it is well done, it does take a while to get used to it. While later on, it gets pretty frustrating. Ah, damn it! And some of the platforms can get a little tricky. Oh, come on! See, look at Genie. He's like, you dumbass. The graphics and animations for this game are just as colorful and whimsical as the Sega Genesis version, with plenty of stuff to look at that would warm a Disney veteran's heartstrings, complete with cutscenes as well. The facial expressions are really a hoot. Your trusty sidekicks, Abu and Genie, also join in your journey, giving you a helpful hand if needed. Well, sometimes. Then there is that one time when Abu triggers the lava level and oh damn it. This one is just as annoying as the other one. Oh come on! What is the point of these hearts if one hit on a rock kills you? I guess it does make sense, but it's well, you know. The music is awesome. It's Capcom and Disney. Enough said. So what is our final verdict for Aladdin on the Super Nintendo? It is also a good game, but we prefer the Sega version. And we're not the only ones either. The game designer, Shinji Mikami, also preferred the Sega version as well. I guess we see eye to eye with him. Sword planning is better than flipping acrobatics. But either way, both versions do the movie justice. They each have their own charm, and they show that movies based on video games can be very enjoyable. All you need is a little time and effort.
Oh, well, boys and girls, that's all we have for our show today. Now we presented to you some pros and cons about both Aladdin games. Now it's up for you to decide down in the comments below. Which Aladdin game for the Sega Genesis and Super Nintendo did you like better? Let us know.
And also, if you have any other games you'd like us to see us review, feel free to leave those suggestions as well. And again, thank you for all your wonderful support.
Now, before you go, be sure to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and of course, if you want to, there's the oh-so-special Patreon! And you can show us your support by donating us your money. Again, it's 100% entirely optional. You don't have to do it. But if you do it, we appreciate it because it all goes back into the show just to make you guys a better, entertaining, and more fun show for everybody. So, I'm your host, William Morris.
I'm your co-host, Eugene Morris.
And we will see you next time.